Hi everyone, welcome to ThomTech Tutorials. I am Thomas and this is session 11 of Azure Data Factory Tutorial 2. So in today's session I am going to cover Git workflow, what is master, develop and feature branches, how to set collaboration branch, and how to configure Azure DevOps Git in ADF. So before we jump into the tutorials, request everybody to like and subscribe my channel if not done so. So with that, let's begin. So let me pull out an Excel file which I have created, which will help us to explain things in a better way. So you can see when we start off with a project, in the project we will have different team members. We might have like one developer, two developer, three developer with one QA and project managers, and the whole structure will be there in the project planning. So what will happen is, like as a best practice, when we follow the Git workflow, so first of all we will be creating a master branch. So master branch, when we create a new project, master branch will have a empty template or an empty piece of code, and then we will be taking, or we will be creating a develop branch out of the master branch. That means we will take a copy of the master branch, whatever is there in the master branch, and we will create a develop branch. So once a develop branch is created, so let's suppose we have three developers and they have to develop. First developer or first employee has to work on feature 1, second one has to work on feature 2, and the third employee has to work on feature 3 and feature 4. So what they would do is they will be creating a feature branch out of the develop branch. So that means they are going to take a copy of a piece of code from develop branch and work as an independent feature branch in their own branch. So once they complete their development, they will do a unit testing and send it to a QA, and once that is passed, they will merge their code back to the develop branch. So once it is merged to the develop branch, again we will send it to a QA for a integration testing. So if there is any bug, it will come back to the feature branches. We will make the changes, we will put that back to the develop branch and release it again to the QA. So once QA sign it off, then what we will do, we will push our codes to the ADF publish branch. So ADF publish branch means we are directly pushing all the codes from the develop branch to the ADF. Means we are not keeping things till the Git, but we are pushing it to the ADF. So I will be showing that later, when I'm going to show it in like practical. And then once it's pushed into the publish, we will freeze the code and then we will send it to the UAT. So in the UAT, if there is any hot fixes or issues comes up, we will take it back, we will fix it, and we will follow the same process, and ultimately we will release that to the prod. So once it is released to the prod, we will wait for 1 or 2 weeks, and if there is no escalation or no flag or issue that has been raised from the customers, we will move the code from the develop branch to the master branch. So our master branch will act as a main copy for our project codes. So we are not going to touch or use our master branch anytime. So now let's suppose after this prod release, we got our release 1 completed successfully, and now in next sprint we are now going to start a new release. We are now going to work on a new release, that is release 2. So when we go to start on a release 2, we will again take a fresh copy of codes from the master branch to the develop branch. Okay, and we will repeat the process in a similar way, and we will follow the same pattern and publish the data to the ADF branches. And if let's suppose we want to revert back the changes, we do have a copy in a develop branch. So lot many things are available, like with respect to the Git repository, so we can leverage all those features. So that's it about the Git workflow. Now let's switch back to the ADF and Azure DevOps. Okay, let me okay, so you can see this is my Azure DevOps account and this one is ADF. So let me just show you, like this is my home page of Azure. If you guys have not seen my previous video, please do go and see my previous video. I have added that in the playlist and I can put that in the description as well. So this is the home page of Azure. You will find my ADF over here. You can go over here and you can also search for data factories. click on data factories, you will get a list of data factories with your subscription. You can see. Let's click on this. So once you click on this, you will have an option for opening the ADF. Just click on this. Let it open. Yeah, so this is the interface of ADF. Now let's click on, there are a couple of options. This is the home page. I think we are already on the home page. Then we have authors mode. So this is our development interface. Once I click on this, you will find that development canvas over there. Then we have monitor tab, which will help us to like monitor all our jobs, like what all pipelines, what all triggers has been executed, and what's the status of that. And then we have manage. So this manage will have some additional options or the values, that is what are like the link services, integration runtimes, git configuration, all those details, it will be captured over here as well. So with that, let's click on author. Okay, so this is our development canvas. So we can see this is our development canvas of Azure Data Factory. Over here we have different components. Let me click over here. Okay, so you can see, you can simply click on three dots, click on new pipeline, and you will get a new pipeline over here. Provide a proper naming convention to it. Let's suppose what I'm going to give is pipeline landing data. Okay, so this is my pipeline name. Okay, and yeah, so this is my pipeline name, and what all activities we have to do, we will be pulling it from here. So you can see so many options are available over here, right? It's move and transform. We have copy activity, data flow, and if you go in a general mode, we will have like lot of like activities that we can leverage in our processing. So we will be covering each of those like in coming sessions. We have like a Databricks as well. If we can go ahead and like get a Databricks account, and we can play around with that as well. Okay, and with that, let's go back to the DevOps. So over here you can see, let's click over here. See, you can see two options. One is like data factory, and other one is like setup code repository, right? So this setup code repository, when we select, it will ask for all the details which is required to configure Azure DevOps for this ADF. Okay, but now when it is selected to data factory, and if we do some changes, like I created one pipeline, right? With that, if I create some task and activity over here, let's suppose I put a wait activity. Let's just put it over here. If you want to give some beautiful name, you can add that as well. And then you want, these codes are not saved yet. Okay, now you want this to be pushed to our ADF. So for that, we have this publish all button. So when you click on this publish, you see it will ask, this was the new item or new thing that has been added, so you want to push this into the ADF. So let's suppose there was already an existing pipeline and you are doing the same thing, and you made some changes and you are trying to push it, so it will show as edited, and that's it. So if you want to push, it will push and it will go to the ADF. So let's push it, let's see what happens. So deploying changes to the factory, so it's directly deploying the changes to the factory. So this is just, I'm showing you like how to push it to the factory, but in real scenarios we are not going to follow this. We will never be like pushing anything directly to the data factory like this. We will be creating, or we will be configuring our ADF with either Azure DevOps Git or the GitHub. Okay, so let me now show you how to configure GitHub. Setup code repository, just click over here. Okay, before that, let me switch to the second tab of the browser. Yeah, so you can see this is my DevOps account. I already have an organization created for me, and it has like a long name. I don't know like how it came in, so it's a long name. So it's an organization name. Inside organization name, I have this project. Okay, so if I click on this, I will get all the details about the project, that is I have a lot of like options on the sidebar, that is repos. So I will have like one repo already created for my project. If you want to create an additional repo, that also can be done over here. Then we have commits, how many commits were made, what all commits were there, and it's made by whom, all those details will be available. Then it will show the branches, how many branches are there. If you already created a branches, it will show up over here. So now with that, let's go to our ADF. So now let me cancel once again to show you. Just go and select this, and then it will ask for the repository type. There are two types of repository, as I said, Azure DevOps Git and GitHub. Okay, and this is an example, or this is a tutorial for Azure DevOps Git. So guys, do let me know if you need a session on GitHub as well. I will be more than happy to create another video for that. Okay, so now let's click on this, and it will ask for the Azure directory, Active Directory, and then select next. So once you select next or continue, it will ask for select the repository. So in order to select the repository, you need to follow an hierarchy. The top hierarchy sits at the organization level, so you have to click on the drop box. You see, this is my organization level, this is my organization name, which is linked to my DevOps account using this email ID. Okay, so I will select this as my organization name. So when I select this as an organization name, it will show up the corresponding projects under that organizations for me. So I will select this again. So once I select the project name, then further my child option will open up, that is for the repository. Open this and select this. Okay, now you see, so when I selected the repository, it will ask what is the collaboration branch. So collaboration branch will be the develop branch. All the developers will be working together, and they will push their code to the develop branch, and the integration testing will be completed. So once it is completed, we want to push those changes to the ADF, because our ultimate aim is to push all the changes to the ADF, all the good changes. So we can only push those changes from the collaboration branch. So once we select the collaboration branch and try to publish it, then only it will go to the published branch or the ADF branch. Okay, so I will show you. Let's open this. You see there are three branches already showing up over here. So I have created that like a few days back, that's why it's showing up. So in ideal case, what we can do is we can click on create, and simply first of all we can put like master. Okay, and click OK, create. So one master branch will be created. Then after that you can open this again, create develop branch. You can put the develop branch over here. Okay, and then click on create. Then what will happen, you have that option to select a particular branch for the collaboration branch. So let's open this, and you will go ahead with develop branch. So now you are seeing I will select develop branch as my collaboration branch. Then we have publish branch. So publish branch is the ultimate branch that we are saying, right? We will push ultimately all the code to the ADF or the data factory. So that's what is called as ADF publish branch. Okay, now root, we are not going to do anything. Root will remain like this. And then this is an important part. Okay, so this is a very important part. So now let's suppose before this configuration, I was showing you something like creating a pipeline and adding a wait activity, right? And after that I just pushed that into the data factory by publishing it. So now there is a piece of code in my data factory. Now over here you can see it's saying as import existing resources to repository. So whatever existing resources are there, it will ask us to pull it. Let me just show you. Let me just open the toggle box. Okay, so you can see it's not showing up over here. Import resource into this branch. Okay, fine. So now it's saying import resource into this branch. So let me just select develop branch. Let's see what happens. Let's click on apply. Let's wait for 30 seconds. Yeah, it's done. So now we can say it asked for a option, right, to import all the codes from the publish branch or from the data factory to that specific branch that we have provided, that is a develop branch. Okay, so it's already now converted, so we can see over here it's a develop branch, and we do have that pipeline and the wait activity that we have created in our publish branch already available over here. Okay, so now over here as a developer, let's suppose I am developer or employee 1. So I want to tell ADF like which branch I will be using for my development. Okay, so for use existing, so you can see it's like a develop branch, so I should not be using a develop branch because it's like a main branch. Okay, and therefore what I did, I can go ahead and create a new one. So go here and put like feature 2, because feature 1 I already created. To create feature 1 also it's the same process, you have to click over create new and type it as like feature 1. So over here I am just putting as feature 2. So after putting feature 2, let's save it. Okay, now you see, so when I saved it on the feature branch, it already came into the feature 2 branch. So as Thomas, I am working on this feature branch, I will do all my development activities over here. Okay, then somebody else like might be a Philip, so he will be working on feature branch 1. Okay, so you can see in his feature branch he does not have anything available because we have not pulled whatever was there in the develop branch over here. Okay, so that's the reason it's not showing up over here. Okay, so that's it. And then one more thing I can show you before we wrap up this session. So let's suppose you have pushed, or you want to push those changes whatever you did. Let's, if you want to create a new branch, it's available over here, you can create a new branch also. Now just assume that this feature branch 2 which you have created is successfully passed by QA, and now you want to merge this back to the develop branch. Okay, and whatever changes you are doing, let's suppose one more wait activity I am taking, let me pull one more wait activity, join it together, or you can even leave it without joining. And then if you want to save this, we have the option to save it as an individual pipeline, or you can click on save all. So everything within this canvas or within this feature branch that was changed, it will be saved. Okay, so this saving means what? Like it is not getting saved to the data factory, it is getting saved to the Azure DevOps Git on this branch. Okay, and once it is saved, let me just save it. I am saving it. So this has been saved successfully, but still we cannot see this publish branch. Okay, so in order to click this, because when we click on this, then only our code will move into the data factory or the publish branch. Okay, so in order to get this enabled, we need to move to the develop branch. So let's move to the develop branch. So when I select the develop branch, this is important. So when I select the develop branch, I cannot see one activity. I can only see one activity which was there earlier. Okay, but the other activity is not showing up over here. So that means code is not completed in the develop branch. So what I will do, I will click on a create pull request. Okay, so over here you can see I should select feature 2 because I did a development, I added one activity in the feature 2. Let me select that. Let me click on create, and that will move into the develop branch. No conflicts found, and we need to approve it. So before it moves to the prod, let's suppose it's going to a prod approval, so we will be sending it out to somebody for review, like a manager or like a reviewer. So we can add the reviewer name over here. Okay, required or optional. So if he is not approving it, we cannot go and complete it. So those features are available in Azure DevOps. Okay, and then once it is approved, so I have approved it over here because I have not kept any reviewer for this, and then we have an option to complete it. Once you click on complete, let's see what happens. Okay, so once you click on complete, you have the option to either delete the feature branch. If your development is complete, whether you want to delete your feature branch, if so you can keep this as checked, if no then you can uncheck it. Okay, so this also you can uncheck it. So this will be related to any related task in the Azure DevOps board, so that also will get completed, so that linkage will show up over here. So let's unselect it for now and click on complete merge. Okay, so I think it's click, yeah, so it's done. So I clicked on completed and it's showing as completed. Okay, now let's see this in practice. Okay, so see, it's still the develop branch, and I want to verify whether, like, after doing a pull request, whether those, like, one missing activity which was there in the feature branch 2, whether it has arrived over here in the develop branch or not. So simply just go and select the feature branch first, okay, just for a refresh purpose. So in the feature branch, let's check it out. The two containers or two activities are present. Now let's go back to the develop branch. See, those changes beautifully came to the develop branch, and now we have, since it's a collaboration branch, now we have the option to push this into the data factory. So let me push it. Okay, see, if anything new we are adding, it will show as a new item. If anything is already edited, it will show as edited. So it is going to look up into an ARM template that got generated. With that, it will compare and it will give out these details. Then click on OK. And this has been successfully published into the data factory. So let's for 30 minutes, let's wait for 30 minutes. Yeah, it's completed. Great. So guys, this was the overall flow that we usually like follow, like when we start on an ADF projects, like in reality. So in usual process we can skip this Azure DevOps Git configuration and everything, but in reality or like in practical scenarios we have to follow this process. So I hope now by this time you guys have a good idea and you have seen like things happening very beautifully. And request everybody, if you guys liked my channel or my videos, please do like and subscribe my channel and share with your friends. And that's it guys, so let's meet in the next session and have a great day ahead.